Hi everyone, uh, this is Anil Kumar again, and this is the day 4 of our VB.NET course. And today we will talk about .NET program structure. In the previous chapter, we had gone through the development environment and how to set up those development environment. But in this chapter, we'll talk about VB.NET program structure, how the program is being structured in the VB.NET. So there is several part of programming structure, as we have discussed already that VB.NET is object oriented uh, programming language. So it has various object oriented component like classes, modules, variables, keyword, namespace. So in this chapter, we will talk about those element and part of the VB.NET program structure. So first element or the part is the namespace declaration. Second one is a class or module. One or more procedure. A class can have one or more procedures. That's depends on your uh, application logic and the requirement of developing the application. Then there will be variables. There will be one main procedure. Then there will be several statements within this procedure. Procedure is the group of statements and expressions. And then the comments. You can also define the comment in your program structure to describe something, to make your code, to make your program readable or or understandable. You can add some comment to your program, to your statement, to your expressions. So let's walk through one simple programming statement. In that, we can see one line import system and then module one, that is module name, that can be anything. Then we have one line which is commented out here. This program will display the hello world, and from here to this end sub main, and end sub is the main procedure, and in that we have um, written some statements. As I said, one procedure is a group of statement or the group of expressions. So here we can see two statements are written within this main procedure, and end module is closing that module. So this is one of the class or the module we can say, and under that class module we have a comment. One line is commented out here, so you can describe about your module, what this module will do. So this program will display the hello world on the screen, and then we have the procedure starting with the statement, and then procedure is getting end. So when we compile and run this code on the console, it will display a hello world statement. And here's the written description given of each of the items which is there and above. Class model generally work contain more and more procedure, contain executable codes. Other words, any definition behavior of the procedure could any of the following: function, operator, getter, setter, any event handler, any remove handler, raise events. So it can be anything in the procedures. Now, we'll also talk about how to compile and execute VB.NET program. Once we write down any program, it has to be compiled and execute. So in VB.NET environment, when we write up a program, uh, it has to be compiled, and there is an inbuilt feature in VB.NET where you can compile it. However, there is another alternate way to compile it using the command console, where you can write bbc command and give the file name which you want to compile, like module1.bb, uh, and specify the path of it. So you can compile it from the command line also. But in this chapter, we will talk about compiling and executing a program from the development environment, that is nothing but the Studio, Visual Studio 2007. So this is all about in the day 4, and one thing I missed out to explain, that is the namespace. As we can see, this line is talk about the namespace, and namespace is nothing but the library and the module which can be referenced while using your program, while writing your program. If you need to use certain libraries, and using those library you need to build your applications, that library you can be invoked from the namespace. And how to call those namespace is using imports and the namespace name. So system is the one of the inbuilt namespace or the library for VB.NET. Using that we can build the console application. So now I'm taking you to the practical class where I'll show you how to develop a first class console application which will display hello world. So let's open the Visual Studio first. You can write it down, Visual Studio here, and you can get the desktop app. You can click out here. Visual Studio will open it up. So let's create the new console app using create new project. So we have Visual Basic Windows desktop already been selected. In the last module we had created one basic form based application, and that we had one button and there was one pop-up message which was coming on the click event of that button. But this time we'll create one console application and display out one message on the command line. So how to do that? First select the console app and rename your application. You rename your solution my first console app. Okay, and click on OK button. Okay, so it's saying it cannot be created. Make it one and then click create. So we have the module here. This is the module, and then we have this procedure into it. We'll invoke the namespace first using imports keyword, and then we have system, and then we have console dot write. I can change it to console dot write again, and then we will write one more line to stay on screen till the time any key is not been pressed. So we'll console dot read key, the another line. This will hold the screen till the time we are not pressing anything to go off. So now our program is done. We will save this and click on compile. Here we go. You can see the output, it's coming up, hello world, and the application name my first console app 1, and it creates one executable file, that is my first console app 1.exe, and here is the output. Now if I press any key, it will go off. So this is the basic program structure in VB.NET. In next module we will move further and we will talk about the other part of the program structure. Till that time, just stay tuned and keep watching my YouTube channel and keep learning Visual Basic .NET. Thank you so much.